Hello kids, Shubhamangalam. This is Hemalata at Little Scholar High School. Children, you wake up, you will fresh up yourself, you will have your breakfast, you will wear your uniform, you will go to school, you will go to your classrooms and sit. Then your teacher enters the class, isn't it? Then once the teacher is entering the class, she starts telling you something. She starts telling you some points. She makes you to learn some subjects, isn't it? She makes you to learn a subject, isn't it? Through which you are gaining the knowledge, okay? Then what is the teacher is doing? Yes, are you getting my point? You went to school, you occupied your benches, then teacher has entered the class and teacher starts making you to learn something. Teacher asks you to write something. Teacher asks you to read something. Then what the teacher is doing? She is teaching. What she is doing? She is teaching. The teaching is nothing but a profession. Okay, the teaching is a profession. Okay, so what does a teacher do? The teacher teaches. Okay, are you understanding? So teaching is what? Teaching is a kind of profession. Teaching is a kind of profession, a teacher. Okay, now if I ask you what is your father, okay, you will say that he just draws some plans for the construction of a house, you might say. Okay, you may say that my father draws, he plans something so that a new house can be built out of that particular design what he has done. That means what is your father? Your father is an architect. So what is he? He is an architect. Okay, now for your example, if I say that your mother goes to an hospital and she take care of the sick people. Okay, your mother goes to a hospital and she take care of a sick people. Okay, she take care of the sick people. Then what is her profession? What is her job? What is the work she is doing? What is her job? She is a nurse. What is she? She is a nurse. That means like this, a teacher, a architect, a nurse, all these are different kinds of professions. Are you understanding, children? Okay, all these are different kinds of professions. Okay, now when your teacher asks you what you want to be after once you grow up, okay, everyone wants, some student will say that I want to become an actor. That is a profession, isn't it? I want to become an engineer. That is a construction of the buildings. That is a kind of profession. Some will say that I want to become a cricket player. That is a kind of profession. Someone will say that I want to run a business. That is a kind of profession. Profession means a kind of work, a job which is done. Okay, a kind of work or a job done. The profession, that is called as profession. Okay, do you understanding what I'm trying to say? A profession means the job which a person is engaged with, the job which a person does, that is his profession. Now for example, what is the profession of the teacher? The teacher teaches. That is the profession of the teacher. What does the doctor does? He treats the sick people. That is his profession. Okay, so there are many professions like that. You understood the meaning of profession? Profession means a kind of job, a job which is done, which is different in different fields. Okay, now we shall learn about some of the professions. Okay, children, for the first one we shall start with an actor. Now, who is an actor? An actor is a person who entertains the people. An actor is a person who entertains the people, isn't it? You know, there are many movies, isn't it? What we find in the movie? There are many people acting. They are making us to laugh. They are making us to cry. we learn some dialogues from them. What is that they are doing? They are acting. So actor, it is their profession. Okay. Now an artist is a person who paints something. Okay, who paints something. Okay, that is a new beauty, a new picture is created by him. He will have many ideas. He has his own canvas, he has his own paintings, he has his own colors, he has the brush. So he gives a shape to one beautiful picture. He is an, what is he? He is an artist. That is also a kind of profession. That is also a kind of profession. Okay. Now an astronaut. Who is an astronaut? An astronaut is a person who study about the space. Okay children, who is an astronaut? An astronaut is a person who studies about the space. Like we have stars, we have moon, we have sun, there are some planets. Okay, so he studies about the space. He travels into the space, he study about the heavenly bodies. He is called as an astronaut. So that is his profession. He has the knowledge about the space, about the heavenly bodies like moon, stars, planets and all. So he is an astronaut. Okay, so that is his profession. Now a baker. Who is a baker? A baker is a person who bakes the cookies. You like to eat, you enjoy the cookies, isn't it? You enjoy eating the bread, you enjoy eating the cake, you enjoy eating the pastries, isn't it? So what are these? Who is all preparing all these cookies or cakes or pastries? Yes, it is prepared by a baker. He bakes the cookies, he bakes the bread. So that is also a kind of profession, baking or baker. Okay, now let us talk about one more profession, a businessman. Okay, a businessman. Who is a businessman? A businessman is a person maybe who runs an industry. He is a person who sells some things and makes lots of profit. Okay, he earns lot of money. He sells something to others and he makes the money. He has big industries. Okay, so he is a businessman. Okay, that is his profession. He is into business. Okay, some of the your friends in the class, if may say that what is your father? Means my father is a businessman, they will say. That means maybe he is selling some things in a wholesale and he's making money. He may have some factory, he may have some industry. So that is a businessman. He is a businessman. That is a kind of profession. Okay, now the next profession we shall talk about is a carpenter. Okay, the next profession is a carpenter. Now who is a carpenter? Yes, a carpenter is a person who makes the things using the wood. Now we have the doors in our house, isn't it? Who has prepared, who has made the doors? All the doors, all the windows are made by the carpenter. Okay, now we have the cots, or we have the dressing tables, we have the wooden chairs, we have the wooden table. All this is done by whom? We cannot do that. There is some special training for that person. And who is that person? He is a carpenter. So a carpenter is a person who makes things out of the wood, like doors, windows, wooden chairs, wooden tables, stools, cots, dressing table, even your scale also, it is also done by a carpenter. That specific measurement should be there. Okay, so all these are done by a person known as carpenter. Okay, then we shall talk about the next person, that is a coach. Okay, the next profession we are talking about is a coach. Now who is a coach? A coach is a person who guides the team to play some game, to learn some game. Okay, a coach is a person who makes a team of people, a group of people to learn a particular game. Okay, we have coach for swimming. Now if you go to a swimming pool, there will be a coach to make you to learn how to swim. Initially you don't know how to swim. For the first time you went to a swimming pool, so there will be a coach. The coach will tell you how to swim, how to give the movements of your legs and hands, how to breathe, when to come, go up out of the water, when to come out of the water, when to get into the water. That means who will tell all this? There is a coach who is a special trainer there. Okay, then a coach is a person who guides a person or a team into a specific direction to learn some game. Okay, he is a coach. Okay, now let us talk about a cashier. Okay, let us talk about a cashier now. That is also a kind of profession. Now we find the cashiers in the bank. All of you know that your father and mother will go to bank, isn't it? So a cashier is a person who take care of our money. So who is a cashier? A cashier is a person who take care of our money. He is known as a cashier. Okay, children. Then a chef. Okay, then the next one is the chef. Now who is a chef? Yes, you definitely, all you might have gone to some or the other hotels, maybe to celebrate some parties or just to have a lunch on a weekends or dinner on weekends, or some wedding functions or birthday parties will be there. So you might have definitely visited a, you might have definitely gone to an hotel, isn't it? Now the food is served there, isn't it? The served means the person brings the food there. So who has prepared the food? In your home, your mother will prepare the food, isn't it? Your mother will prepare the food at home. But in the hotel, who is preparing the food? Who is making the food? He is a chef. Okay, the chef prepares the food in a hotel. Understood? So what is a person who prepares food for the people who go to the hotel? He is known as what? He is a chef. Okay, children. Now the person who is serving the food, okay, the person who brings the food or who serves the food. Now there will be a table. When you go to a hotel, the tables are there, chairs are there. A person will carry the food and he will serve the food in your plates, isn't it? He'll put the chapatis or rotis in your plate. He will serve the curry. He serves the water. Then he brings the bill after eating, isn't it? No, that person who serves the customers, who serves the people who go to the hotel, he is known as a waiter. Okay, the person who serves the people when you go to a hotel is known as a waiter. Okay, children, understood about the chef and the waiter? Okay, now let us talk about one more profession, that is a doctor, one of the important professions. Why I said important professions? Because here the life of the person is involved. Okay, whenever any person is sick, when we go to a doctor, the doctor will check the person, he will check the temperature, he will check the pulse rate, isn't it? Then he will ask what is the problem, then he will give the medicine, isn't it? He is a doctor. If any surgery has to be done, then he will that person who does operations, he is known as a surgeon. He is a surgeon. Okay, a doctor will check the patient and give the medicines. He is a doctor. A person who checks the ill person or a patient, he is a doctor. But the person who operates, who do some operations, who conducts some operations, he is a surgeon. He is a surgeon. Okay, children. Now nurse. Who is a nurse? A nurse is a person who take care of the patient. Okay, because of some health problems, few people will get admitted in the hospital. Okay, because of some health problems, few people will get admitted in the hospital. So when they get admitted in the hospital, there should be one person to check that patient, isn't it? To give the medicine on time, whether the temperature is controlled or not, whether the person he has ate something or not, whether he is comfortable or not, whether he requires any more medicines or not, whether any injection to be given. So all these are taken up by a nurse. So a nurse is a person who take care of the sick people. A nurse is a person who take care of a sick person. That profession is called as a nursing profession, or the person is called as a nurse. Okay. Then a lawyer. Now, who is a lawyer? Yes, the next profession we are talking about is a lawyer. Now, who is a lawyer? A lawyer is a person who understands the person to go in a right direction. A person who gives some ideas to the person to do like this, not to go in a wrong way, otherwise the punishment will be there. Okay. He will deal with some cases. And if any person is having any problem, any legal problem, then the lawyer will tell him to do the work in the so and so manner, not to go in a wrong way. That profession is called as a lawyer. Okay, children. The next profession is we shall talk about is police. Definitely all you might have seen the police, isn't it? If he'll wear a uniform and he will check the law and order. That means he sees that the people are living in a peaceful manner. There are no fights, there are no quarrels, there is no any problem. All the people are in a society. Okay, where are we living, children? We are living in a society. Of course, we are living in our house, but we have our neighbors, we have friends, we have relatives, we know some people outside, we have some person, a shopkeeper may know us. Okay, we have a milkman, we have a maid at home. What is our life? Our life is a social life. Okay, we need to maintain relationship with many people in the society. Yes or no? So a policeman sees that everything is going on peacefully in a society. There is no problem in the society. No one is quarreling, no one is fighting among each other. So policeman maintains the law and order. He makes sure that everything is going on smoothly without any problem. Okay, policeman. Then we shall talk about a gardener now. Gardener, you might have seen a person cutting down the plants when they are growing up to a very large size. He cuts the plants, he gives some shape to the plants. When you go to parks, you might have seen how some plants will be in equal size. Okay, everything will be clean, and some plants will be given some different shapes also, isn't it? A person will be there who remove all the dried leaves, or he will plant some new plants. Okay, so what is that? Who is doing all that? A gardener will take care of the plants. He maintains the parks, he maintains the garden. So that is his profession. When you go to a park, you might have observed a gardener taking care of the plants or watering the plants, removing the dried leaves and all. So what is he doing? He is keeping the park beautiful by growing many plants. He is watering the plants, he's keeping the park clean. So who is doing that? He is a gardener. Okay, children. The next profession is about farmer. The next profession we are going to talk about is a farmer. Now, who is a farmer? Again, one of the important person, isn't it? The farmer is a person who grows the food grains. Of course, we are buying the food grains. We are buying the dal, rice, the atta or the wheat flour. We buy many fruits, we buy vegetables, everything from the market. But how it is coming into the market? Who is producing that? It is the farmer. The farmer is the one who produces the grains, isn't it, children? That is also one of the important profession. If farmers is not producing any grains, will we have anything to eat? No, if the farmer is not producing any grains, any fruits, any vegetables, we will not get anything to eat, isn't it? So a person who grows the crops, we can say. Okay, person who grows the crops, who works in the field, he is called as a farmer. Okay, children. The next profession is about hairdresser. About hairdresser. What is our next profession we are talking about? Is a hairdresser. Now, who is a hairdresser? He is a person who gives a shape to our hair. When you go to a salon, okay, when you go to a salon or when you go to a beauty parlor, what they will do? A hairdresser will give a beautiful shape to your hair. He cuts the hair, isn't it? Whatever the shape you want, whatever the hairstyle you want, he will give you that hairstyle. So who is he? He is a hairdresser. Okay. Then let us talk about the next profession, that is a mechanic. Okay, that is a mechanic. Now, who is a mechanic? A mechanic is a person who will work with the vehicles. For example, your father is having a car. Okay, he wants to go to office, but in the morning hours maybe there is some problem with the car and the car is not starting. Okay, maybe your mother wants to go to a nearby supermarket and the vehicle is not starting. That means what is happening? The car is having some problem, the vehicle is having some problem. Then when who will correct that? Yes, he is a mechanic. If you take the bike, if you take the car to the mechanic, he will solve the problem within the machine. Whatever the problem is there in the machine, he will solve that problem in the machine, and again the car will start, the bike will start. So who is that person? He is a mechanic. Okay children, that is also a kind of profession. Okay, the next profession we shall talk about is a musician. What is our next profession? It is about musician. Now, who is a musician? Yes, a musician is a person who has a good knowledge of the music. Okay, maybe he is able to play any of the instruments. You know, there are many musical instruments, isn't it? Drums, violin, sitar, veena, guitar, keyboard, anything. Okay, piano. So there are musician is a person, trumpet and all these are what children? All these are musical instruments, isn't it? So a musician is a person who is having a good knowledge about any particular instrument. Okay, any musical instrument. Okay, he is a musician. He has some tune. He has some tune to give. Okay, a beautiful tone. We say that a good music. It is a very good music. It is given by a musician. Okay. The next profession we shall talk about is a painter. Okay. Next profession we are talking about is about a painter. Now, a painter is a person who color the walls, who colors the house. Okay. Now, the color of your house is different. The color of your neighbors is different. The color of your friend's house is different. Different houses have different colors, isn't it? Now, who is coloring the walls? Who is coloring the houses? Who is coloring the buildings? It is a painter who does that. Okay, a painter is a person who colors the walls or who colors the houses. See, that profession is called as a painting profession or painter. Okay, the next profession we shall talk about is a photographer. Next profession we are going to talk about is a photographer. Okay, now for example, you went to some function hall. Okay, you might have visited for a wedding or a birthday party like that. So there will be a one person who will be clicking the photos, isn't it? There will be a person who holds the camera, isn't it? He holds the camera and clicks the photos. Now, who is that person? He is a photographer, isn't it? A person who holds the camera and who clicks the photos. What is his profession? He is a photographer. Okay children, now all the photos are very good memories, isn't it? For years together there will be this memories will be there with us, isn't it? So he is a photographer. The next profession we shall talk about is a pilot. Okay, next profession we are talking about is a pilot. Now, who is a pilot? Yes, a pilot is a person who runs the aeroplane. You know, the aeroplanes fly in the air. Okay, you might, whenever you see the aeroplanes, small children, they wave, isn't it? They're very innocent, but will the people being sitting in the plane will be able to see us? No, it is just an happiness, it is just an anxiety. So who is running that plane? He is a pilot. A pilot is a person who runs the plane. Okay, then a person who drives an auto rickshaw, a person who drives a van, a person who drives a bus is called as simple driver, isn't it? A person who runs a plane, he is called as a pilot. A person who runs a plane is called as a pilot, and a person who runs the auto rickshaw, or who runs a van, or who runs a drives a bus, he is called as a driver. Okay, children. Okay, the next profession we shall talk about is reporter. Who is a reporter? Yes, definitely you watch news in television, isn't it? Definitely you watch news and all on television, isn't it? On television. So what is that? Whenever the person will come reading the news, isn't it? He is a news reader. Okay, but from where that news has come to that news reader, a reporter will collect all the news, and all that news only a news reader will read on the television. All the reporters will correct the information. They move to one place to the other place. It is not a profession which can be done at sitting in one place. Okay, a reporter is a person who moves from one place to the other place. He gathers the information, what all is happening in the society, what all is happening in the public places, maybe something is happening in industry. So he gathers all the information, he gathers all the news. A reporter is a person who gathers all the news, and this news itself is printed in the newspaper. This news only is read out by a news reader on television. Okay, so a reporter is a person who gathers the news. Okay, he is called as a reporter. Then who is a security guard? Yes, now your school will have a security guard after the school is locked. Okay, who will be taking care of the building? Yes, he is a security guard, isn't it? You might have seen a security guards in offices. A person will be wearing a uniform and he will be standing holding a big gun in his hand, isn't it? So he is a security guard. He take care of a particular place, like it can be an office, it can be a building, it can be any bank. Okay, so a security guard is a person who take care of a place. It can be a hotel, it can be a cinema or theater, it can be a bank, it can be a school, it can be any office. Okay, he is a security guard who takes place, who take care of a place, that is no other outside person is entering there, or there is no there should not be any theft and all. Okay, no one will do any robbery and all. So he take care, he will safeguard the place. He is a security guard. Okay, the next one is about a tailor. Now who is a tailor? Yes, a tailor is a person who stitches the dresses. If you give, so you all wear uniform to a school, isn't it? Now you will take the cloth, you will buy the cloth from a shop, and if you give to a tailor, what does he do? He stitches the uniform, isn't it? A tailor is a person who stitches the dresses. Okay, a tailor is a person who stitches the dress. He is a tailor. Okay, now teacher, we have already discussed about the teacher. A person who teaches, who gives you knowledge, who makes you to write, who gives you knowledge, who teaches you many subjects. He is a teacher, or she is a teacher. Okay, the next one is about a dentist. Who is a dentist? A dentist is also a kind of profession. A dentist is a person who checks the teeth. If any problem is there with our gums, all of you know that we have the teeth, we have the gums, isn't it? A dentist is a person who take care of our teeth. Like if you go to a dentist, I say that you have some swelling in the teeth or in the gums, what he will do, he will check the teeth and he'll give you some medicine. He'll give you some medicine. He is a dentist. So a dentist is also a doctor. That means he is a special doctor. He is about a doctor who has a specialty of the problems related to the tooth and toothache, okay, gums and all. So he is a dentist. So a dentist is a person who take care of the teeth related problems or gums related problem. Okay children, the next is a librarian. The next is a librarian. Now who is a librarian? A librarian is a person who is in charge of a library. Okay, now when you go to a library, if you want to take up some book, you just can't take the book like that. Okay, you have to go to the librarian, tell that you want that book, then he will give you the book. Okay, so a librarian is a person who is taking the charge of a library, who is taking care of a library. You can go to a library, if you can read any number of books, but you should not take the books directly like that. You should go to the librarian, that a person who is in charge of the library. You ask the books, he will give you the books, and you can return the books again to him only after reading. Again you can, tomorrow again you can go back to the library, again ask him the books, he will give you again, read the book, again return the book. So librarian is a person who take care of the library, and it is important to maintain silence in the library. Okay children? Yes. The next we shall talk about is a vet. Now who is a vet? A vet is a doctor. Okay, a vet is a doctor who is specialized related to animals problem. Okay, now animals also have some kinds of diseases, animals also have some kind of problems, like we human beings also get fever, we get injured, isn't it? So like that, animals also have some health problems, they will also get some kinds of diseases. Now who will take care of the animals health problems? It is the vet. So a vet or a veterinary doctor is a person who take care of the health problems related to the animals. Okay children? Then the next profession we shall talk about is a postman. So next profession we are talking about what? A postman. Who is a postman? A postman is a person who delivers letters to your house. Now maybe your aunt is in some village. Okay, now she will write some letter and she puts in that in the post box. So how that letter is coming to your home, how the letter is reaching to your home? It is the postman who carries the letter, okay, to your house. It will come, the letter will go to the post office. From the post office, the letter will come to your house through a postman. So postman is a person who delivers the letters. A postman who is a person who delivers the money order. Okay children, so this is about the postman. Now who is an engineer? An engineer is a person who constructs the buildings, who constructs the dams. Okay, he is an engineer who gives the buildings different shapes, different materials he will use to give a shape to the building, isn't it? He is an engineer who is giving some design, or who is constructing the buildings or offices. He is an engineer. Okay children? Now who is a laborer? A laborer is a person who carry heavy weights, children. For example, we said that a new building is under construction. Okay, a new building is under construction. The material has to be carried from one place to other place. The material has to be carried from the ground floor to the first floor, isn't it? The bricks, the sand or some steel, everything will be there for the construction of a building. Now who is carrying that sand, the bricks, the cement, the steel? Who will carry all that material to the first floor so that the first floor can be constructed? Okay, he is a laborer. It is also a kind of job. Okay, children. So I hope you have learned about different kinds of professions. As many as possible we have discussed. Okay, children. Are you clear about the professions now? Okay, just go through the video one more time so that it is easy for you to understand more clearly. So in today's class, what we have learned about professions. Learned about professions, and homework is learn same as classwork. Okay, children. So this is about today's session. Okay, thank you.